Yo, what up? How's everyone doing? We'll be doing my anime review on Blue Exorcist, so stick around. Hope you guys enjoy. We'll start off, little backstory. Basically, you start off not knowing much about this world. We can get our main characters early on. They live in a church. Their father or adoptive father is a priest. Then later we find out, it's not really a spoiler, but we find out that they're, the boy actually has the powers of Satan and finds out that he's actually the son of Satan. So that's some crazy shit. And then we go into there's this actually Exorcist world where they train exorcists to become exorcists and exorcists and exercise things. Basically, there's different classes and all that. They actually get trained in this place called True Cross Academy. It's only one. It's only the Japan branch. All right. There's many branches around the world. The Vatican, of course, being one. They train kids. Kids go there for the normal academy. It's a great academy or whatever. But then at night, you got the cram school where they teach you how to become an exorcist. And of course, to see demons and all that shit, you need to be marked by a demon. And yeah, that's basically the rules for you there. Don't worry, I'll put because there's ranks for exorcists. There's many different ranks going up, all the way up to a paladin. There can only be one paladin, which is the strongest motherfucker in the exorcist world. And like I said, all this is controlled by the Vatican because they're the main place. And yeah, that's basically the overview of the world. But like I said, our main characters are two brothers. They're born together, and they're the spawn of Satan, and that's the whole thing right there. That's what kept me going and watching this shit, because that was fucking interesting. But yeah, here you go. I mean, you start off as a page and an esquire, and it goes on and on. You pick your class, or I forget the actual name for it. I'm sorry, but you pick out your class, which is all those in the bottom, and then you go up higher ranks as long as you go. Of course, these are the classes right here. You got a dragoon, deals in weapons, Arya, chanting, doctor, heals, knight is swordsman, and then tamer uses demons that he can call forth. Of course, you could use any of these classes, and you could be promoted in more than one. And our main character is Rino Komura. He's an esquire in season 1. He does start off as a page, but ends up being an esquire, and that's what we're doing. And his class is knight. They actually haven't chosen a class yet or completed any class, but we know he's going to knight because he has a sword. And of course, like I said, he finds out in the beginning he is the son of Satan. He uses the son of Satan powers. He's a great character, actually. I liked him. He's dumb but thinks, though. He's rash, but he learns from his mistakes, and he grows as a character. And you see that a lot in season 1. That's why he's a great character. And then his twin brother, Yukio Okumura, is actually his younger brother, is rank mid first class exorcist. He's pretty high up rank. He's actually been training to be an exorcist at the age of 4 or 6. I forget. But he is a dragoon / doctor. And he's, like I said, he's a younger brother of our main character. But this guy's more reserved and more studious. He wants to learn everything he can to protect his older brother. He doesn't have any powers of Satan, but he was marked when he was in the belly, being born by his brother, since he's a demon. And that's how he was able to see demons when they were small. And there you go. And then we have their adoptive father, who actually was the paladin, Shiro Fujimoto. He is a knight, dragoon, Arya, tamer, and I forgot to add a doctor as well, I believe. But he's all of those. And he's a paladin, and he raised the two kids when they're younger. Don't worry, they do have an entire backstory how he came to be raised. So I'm not going to spoil any of that. But he was a badass character, uses jokes a lot, and he actually changes a lot from when he first gets the kids to when he's, age he is in the show. So that's interesting to watch. And then we have the director of the True Cross Academy, Mephistopheles. He's an honorary knight. He has no class due to the fact that he's actually a demon. He's actually called the Demon King of Time. which you can see in the show when he manipulates space and time and all that crap. He's the second strongest of the 8 demon kings, only being weaker than his older brother Lucifer. Now, he is the son of Satan, and he does say that a couple times to Rin, and I believe everyone knows as well. I'm not 100% on that, but yeah. He's a kooky character, likes Japanese culture. He's actually an otaku, sometimes saying that, and he dresses like an Englishman from like 18th century. But overall, he's cheap with money, and you can see that in the show when he buys people food and he buys some cheap ass shit, even though he's extremely wealthy. But yeah, that's his character right there. And then we move on to another exorcist. Her name is Shura Kigakure, upper class, first class exorcist, the Knight. She was found by Shira when she was small and put into work as an exorcist. You don't see her till like half of the show, but don't worry, she comes out, and there's a reason why she doesn't come out in the beginning. And then she's a cool character, very very attractive. All she wears is a bra and some pants, but she was a good character. I would probably never hit on her though. She'd probably kill me. Yeah. Other than that, she's very powerful though, holding her own against many powerful foes in the show. And then we have Shemi Moriyama. Her rank is Esquire. She's a tamer, but I believe she has the skills to be a doctor as well. She was first introduced episode 3. She was taking care of a garden. Very shy girl, but trying to open up because she has a crush on on Yukio. She has a crush on Yukio, but she also cares for Rin as well, for both brothers. Overall, she's very nice. Like I said, quiet, timid, shy, but she does open up and grow as a character, like many of the characters do. So it's always great to see. She also stops wearing a yukata and wears a school uniform. And then we have Riju Seguro. He's an esquire, Arya, and he wants to be a dragoon as well. He comes from a monastery. He wants to kick Satan's ass because he killed many of their family and made their temple really bad due to an event that happens in the beginning of the show, and they talk about it, called the Blue Knight. He's at first doesn't like Rin, but they become friends later on in the show because they both have the same goal and want to kill fucking Satan or kick his ass, as they say in the show. But yeah, he looks like a straight up punk, but he's not really. He cares about his friends and all that crap. And one of his friends being Renzo Shima. He's also an esquire. He's an Arya. He carries a weapon inside of his shirt. He transforms into a giant rod. He's actually very much a coward and hits on every girl that comes on the show. He has pink hair due to the fact that he dyes it, but he's also in training to become a monk and also get revenge on Satan, but even though he doesn't really act that way. But yeah, there you go. And then we also have their third friend, a kid who also wants to get revenge on Satan, because he's actually, his story was interesting. Kanamukuro Miwa's, he's an esquire in Arya as well. But his story is interesting. His parents died at the night of the blue, whatever it was called, and he was still in his mom's belly, so she protected him somehow. And they haven't really gone over this in season 1. Hopefully they do, because that seems like an interesting story to me. How she was able to protect him when Satan was trying to devour her body. That would have been a cool episode. But yeah, he's a cool kid though, very friend oriented. Izumo Kameki. Now her character is interesting as well. She's an esquire and a tamer, very proficient as a tamer, but she's definitely what was that word? Tsundere, female character, where she doesn't care about anything else except for herself and one of her friends that comes on the show. She's next, don't worry. But she's actually carrying character in a way, but she doesn't like showing it. And you see that in that throughout the show, even when, sappy, crappy little corny moments. And the only person she cares about is Noriko Paku, her friend. They became friends. They have a whole little backstory how they became friends in middle school. And when they transferred to True Cross Academy, she joined the cram school as well with her friend. There's some things that happen in the show. I'm not going to spoil it until you get there, so don't worry. But she's a cool character and still hangs out with her friends and cares for them, even though she has no exorcist ability whatsoever. And in this character right here, Nemu Takara, he's an esquire, but there's something off about this guy. Besides another character that comes out in the classroom, which I just failed to mention, this guy is weird. He's actually seems to be on his own. The puppet talks for him, and he looks like he's in a trance. I actually find out why the reason is, but I'm not going to tell you guys because it doesn't even come out in the first season. I think it comes on the second season, so there you go. And then we have Karo Tsubaki. I put him in here because he's a mid-first class exorcist. He's a dragoon and doctor, and he's a kid's PE teacher. But he comes on a lot in season 1, Mostly as a running gag, they talks to this hot girl over the phone. We haven't seen her yet, but he runs out to do a booty call and always leaves the kids unattended. So he's in there. And then we have Igor. Now they say Nail House or Now House, but he's an upper first class exorcist. He's a tamer, doctor, and Arya. Very deadly in the fight. He teaches the kids about summoning tamers, how to use their familiars, which is what their demons are called. And he has actually a very checkered past, especially having to do a lot with the director, fucking Mephistopheles. So yeah. And then we have Arthur Augusta Angel. He becomes a paladin, do some things that happen, but don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil it. He's the knight, Arya, dragoon, doctor, and tamer. I believe you need to be all to be at least a paladin. You could be all without being a paladin, but yeah. He uses a sword a lot, and he's very, very devoted to the Knights of the True Cross. So you'll see that in his scenes and whatever. And then we have Kuro, a familiar. She's or he, I'm not 100% sure. There was a familiar for Rin later on in the show due to some events again. I'm not gonna spoil, but he's a tamer, god tamer. They can become demons if they don't. They become mad or something. But she can become big and small and basically go around with Rin. And then Ni is what's her name's? I forget her name's the girl with the pink hair, blonde hair, little girl. Shemi's her name. My bad, I forgot. But he's her familiar, and he actually protects her, and he's actually very powerful when he wants to be. So that's always interesting. And then we have Ukubak. He's actually Mephistopheles' familiar. You only see him a little bit, but he basically cooks for Rin and his brother in the dorm where they live. He's a cook and all that. And they have a little cute episode all about that, so don't worry. You can always watch that and enjoy it. But he can become really big and try to eat people. And the last character we have is Amaimon. He's a demon king of the earth. He's the seventh strongest of the 8 demon kings. And of course, he's related to the director of the school, Mephistopheles. Now, this guy's a little weird, reserved, but he likes hanging out with his brother. And he actually is kind of the antagonist of the first season. Kind of, I'm saying, because shit shifts. Then he doesn't really seem that evil to me. But whatever. But overall, yeah, the show was pretty good. Solid story. The thing that kept me interesting was he not only was he the son of Satan, but his brother as well. So those twins. There's always something that could happen right there. Like in many other shows, like in oh man, what was that one show? The one of the two brothers that hunt creatures in the day, fucking supernatural and shit like that. So it kind of had a feel to that. Plus, they training, their school, they're becoming exorcists. Just like in Supernatural, but they don't have a ranking system or support by the Vatican. The animation was good. The openings, the music, wow, that was legit. I liked every single one. I downloaded the soundtracks. I have them on my iPod. So yeah, that's fucking interesting. The artwork, everything. And then the only reason I reviewed this is because, season 2 is coming out right now. 2017. This came out in 2011. 7 years or 6 years later. Damn, that's a long time. But yeah, it's a great show. They do. It's hard to tell how much time passes by between episodes, but don't worry, it's not really that noticeable. There's some times where I feel like the editor just jumps from different scenes and doesn't explain some things very well, but that's okay. You could leave it away. But yeah, so I'm gonna rate it. It's pretty hard rating. Think I'm all that, but I'm gonna have to give it a 8 out of 10. It's a good anime, solid, great story, characters lovable. Wish we got more about the world of Exorcist, but whatever. We'll take what we can get. The main plot has to keep going. But hey, thanks for watching. Hit that like, hit that sub. Catch you all next time.